Hello, my student. I hope you are doing well. It's me again, Madam Gracious Kanzini from Educare, Tanzania. Warmly welcome in our best media Educare TZ, so as we can proceed with our A-level tutorials. And here, my student, we have our chemistry subject and our class level is Form 5. So today, we are proceeding with our inorganic chemistry in our second subtopic, which is all about selected compound of metals. Tunasoma hizi selected compound of metals, and now we are discussing the issue of the carbonate compound, the carbonate and hydrogen carbonate compound. So my student, in the previous session, we tried to look the issue of the reaction or the chemical properties of this carbonate compound. And obvious tulijaribu kuangalia kuhusiana na the reaction of the dilute acid with this metal carbonate. Tukaona namna gani ambazo zile compound za carbonate, for instance tuliona kuhusiana na zinc carbonate and sodium carbonate, how do they react with the dilute hydrochloric acid, and tukaona kwamba moja kwa moja tunaenda kupata the water, the chloride solution, but also carbon dioxide gas. So here let us proceed with that concept, ambapo hapa tunaenda kuona the reaction of the acid with the copper 2 carbonate, the reaction of acid. Ina maana tunaangalia zile mineral acids, the way zinavyoreact na hizi carbonate compound or the metal carbonate. So here we have the metal carbonate of the copper 2 carbonate. It reacts with this acid and it tends to produce carbon dioxide and a blue solution of the copper 2 chloride. So once we take this dilute mineral acid ambayo ni HCl, obvious at the end that we expect to form the chloride solution. Sasa hiyo chloride solution itadepend ni chloride solution ya metal gani. For instance, tuliona chloride solution ya sodium chloride, zinc chloride, but here we have the copper chloride. But also, as usual, we have to read this carbon dioxide gas, and finally we have to produce the water molecule. So this is the reaction between the copper 2 carbonate with the dilute hydrochloric acid. Anasema when lead carbonate react with the dilute hydrochloric acid, effervescence is initially observed. When we talk about effervescence, tunaongelea ule mchemko fulani hivi, kwamba assume you have a glass, you have your container. Let us assume it is what? A beaker. Let us assume it's a beaker. Then at the same time ukawa na nini? Lead carbonate compound within your beaker, ukareactisha na this mineral acid which is diluted one ambayo ni HCl. Utakapochanganya pale ile compound ya lead carbonate with this diluted hydrochloric acid, you will see that there will be a observation of the effervescences. Utaona kama kuna kitu kinachemka muda mrefu. So why this? Anasema but the reaction stop after a short while. Kwamba utaona kwamba zile effervescences zitaonekana kwa muda tu fulani, at the same time ile reaction itastop. Ina maana ile hali ya kuchemka au ile hali ya zile formations za effervescences itatoweka ghafla, ile compound au ile solution itaonekana clearly. Anasema this is due to the formation of the lead chloride which is insoluble. Kwamba at the same time una lead carbonate then umeireactisha na dilute hydrochloric acid, moja kwa moja kwenye ile container yako ambayo tumeassume ni nini? Ni bika. Utaona kuna ile kitu fulani inachemka, ndio zile effervescences zinakuwa zinaonekana, lakini at the same time utaona kwamba ile kitu imestop ghafla. Why? Because anasema due to the formation of the lead chloride. Sasa hii lead chloride ina sifa ya kuwa nini? Insoluble. Kumbuka lead ni element ambayo inapatikana chini kwenye reactivity series. Kwa hiyo obviously huwa hizi element au hizi metals zina display the insoluble carbonate endapo zinakuwa zina associate with this carbonate compound. Kwa hiyo zinaenda kutengeneza the insoluble compound. Sasa kama ni insoluble, maana yake kwamba ile reaction itakuwa imestop immediately. That's why here you see it is different. Tulitegemea tupate solution ya nini, ya maybe the chloride solution ambayo inakuwa kwenye aqueous, but here it is different. It is different. We are going to form insoluble solution. We are going to form the insoluble solution. So here tulikuwa na insoluble lead carbonate akareact na HCl aqueous solution, lakini mwisho kabisa tumeenda kupata insoluble lead chloride. Ina maana tumeenda kupata the insoluble chloride of metal, but also water molecule. As usual, we have to release the carbon dioxide gas. Kwa hiyo hii expressionality unatakiwa uielewe kwamba okay, nikichukua copper, nikichukua sodium, nikichukua zinc, zote zile zinanipelekea formation of the soluble or solution of nini, colorless solution of the chloride, lakini only lead ina display the different features, ambapo inaenda kutupelekea formation ya insoluble lead chloride compound, the insoluble lead chloride compound. Anasema the lead chloride form a coating on the lead carbonate, preventing further action on the carbonate. Kwa hiyo kulingana na hii insoluble, kumbuka kitu kikishakuwa insoluble na maana kina prevent further reaction to continue or to take place. Kwa sababu kitu kishakuwa kama hindrance, kishakuwa kama kizuizi, kwa hiyo kina avoid au kina resist ile further reaction. Kwa hiyo anasema kwamba this lead chloride ambayo imekuwa formed, anasema it tend to form a coating on lead carbonate. Kwa hiyo kumbuka tulikuwa na lead carbonate compound. Kwa hiyo ile further reaction with the diluted acid HCl itakuwa ina stop. I mean itakuwa haiwezi kutake place again. That's why anasema preventing further action on the carbonate. On the carbonate. This is simply because of this lead chloride ambayo ni insoluble compound ambayo itakuwa formed pale. Kwa hiyo itahinder the further reaction to take place for this carbonate compound of lead. I hope that is clear for you. So anasema kwamba dilute sulfuric acid react with the metal carbonate to give the respective metal sulfate, carbon dioxide and water. Sasa kumbuka tunaongelea zile mineral acid. Tunaongelea zile mineral acid zewe zinavyoreact na hizi metal carbonate. Sasa tukiachana na HCl, now let us look about this dilute sulfuric acid. Hii ni mojawapo pia mineral acid nyingine. Ambapo kumbuka tunazungumzia diluted one. Kwa hiyo this dilute sulfuric acid mostly can react with those metal carbonate, and therefore anasema it give respective metal sulfate, carbon dioxide and water. Ina maana tunaenda kupata mainly respective three product, the sulfate of metal, or we can say metal sulfate, but also lazima to release your gas, and finally we have to release the water molecule. For instance, let us see this one. Anasema the lead carbonate and calcium carbonate react with the dilute sulfuric acid to form the insoluble lead sulfate and calcium sulfate respectively. Sasa kumbuka lead kuanzia kwenye ile diluted HCl alikuwa ana display the different features na carbonate compound nyingine. For instance, kuanzia kule kwenye HCl lead alivyo react, obviously tulipata insoluble compound of the lead chloride, but the same when we talk about the dilute sulfuric acid, it react with this lead carbonate but also with the calcium carbonate to give the same product ambazo zote ni insoluble compound. That's why inasema kwamba lead carbonate and calcium carbonate react to the dilute sulfuric acid to form the insoluble lead sulfate, but also we can form the calcium sulfate. Maana kwamba hizi ndio main product, kwa hiyo zote hizi ni insoluble. The insoluble of the calcium sulfate but also the insoluble of the lead sulfate. So these are the reaction. That's why amesema respectively kwamba kila mmoja anaenda kutengeneza hiyo insoluble sulfate compound. For instance, see the reaction of this lead carbonate here. So this is the lead carbonate ambayo yenyewe kabisa moja kwa moja ni insoluble compound. Ina react na hii aqueous solution of the sulfuric acid ambayo ipo diluted. Therefore tunaenda kupata this lead sulfate which is also insoluble compound. But here we have to release as usual carbon dioxide gas but also water molecule. But when we come to the issue of calcium pia naye ana sifa za tofauti na wenzake, hata kama yupo kwenye group number 2 element. Ni tofauti na hawa kina lead, zinc, ambao hata ukija kuwafanyia comparison kwenye reactivity series unaona wapo chini kabisa kwenye reactivity series. Lakini huyu calcium anakuwa naye pia ana sifa za kipekee kwamba yeye pia anakuwa na tabia ya kutengeneza hizi insoluble compound. For instance here calcium carbonate ana react na sulfuric acid ambayo ipo diluted one, as you see it is aqueous, therefore we are going to form the calcium sulfate ambayo hiyo hapo ni insoluble. Ukishaona tu hii state of matter ni S, maana kwamba this is insoluble, but also carbon dioxide gas and water molecule. So my student, I can wind here our discussion as our first part. Stay tuned so as you can proceed with the second part. Thank you.